This game is a perfect example of why Living End is the most trivial matchup for Mill. When it comes to the post-board matchups, especially as someone who's not playing Surgical Extraction in the main board right now, it's just an absolute joke. You can roll them over. There's so many slots dedicated to beating this deck. And although there's some optimization that I could have done in, well, game 1, game 2 and 3, I'll tell you what, game 2, I didn't even need anything out of my sideboard to beat them. We just milled them out. Mill on the draw again. It's only game 2 of this league, but always feels like I'm on the draw these days. I'll take it. Double Preordain, Flooded Strand can get me the block for a fatal push if I need it. It's like a pretty well-rounded hand. I'm always happy to see Preordain in my opener. Feels like just a great evolution for the deck. Always felt like, you know, having to burn, well, they milled a 5. It always felt like having to, you know, kind of burn visions just to draw was always a feel bad, but like, especially now, like, it feels great. Just open on blue. Triple Preordain. All right, I will try and Preordain for a land. Both of those are great, actually. Oh, let's put on top. We'll draw the Ruin Crab. Pass through. Next turn is probably going to consist of, depending on what I see, Generous End. Okay. All right. So we're playing Rhinos? Depends on... No, sorry. This is Living End. What am I talking about Rhinos for? Okay. 2 lands are tapped. Oh, they just brought that in tapped. Okay, so it looks like... Looks like I'm gonna have to keep the Drown in the lockup. You know, I'm gonna force them to... I have to force them to have Force Negation. If they don't have it, I fetch for black, cycle Fractured Sanity. There's not much I'm doing, right? In the sense that I don't play Spell Pierce's main. So after that, it's just gonna be about... I don't know, Preordain into... I don't know, we'll see. All right. So you have the Cascader, you just don't have red. Which, you know, it's possible they don't have creature itself. Okay. So we do nothing here, we wait. Okay. Flooded Strand? Preordain? Both these are fine. I'm gonna go put on top. Alright, I still want to hold up the Drown. I actually probably could have just cycled the Fractured Sanity at end step there, because it's not like they could have gone it. No, they can't go at instant speed with these colors. They're looking for a red source. Just gonna try and go off now. Okay, Waker of Waves. All right, so not going off now. So I'll probably just... That's hilarious. I'll probably just cycle the Fractured Sanity, honestly. Yep. I have 5 cards in there. That Archive Trap is about to get good. I do lose the island. It's not the worst thing in the world. That shock. They have their red source that they need. Get an island. Now we Archive Trap. Okay, got the Griefs and Fractured Sanity. Mill you out a little bit. No, okay, so I haven't hit a single Living End, by the way, which is unfortunate. Ooh, and the other Archive Trap. Nice. Let's go. Can we steal this game 1? Might just be able to. 1 Living End. 1 copy of Living End. Out of all of that. Double Crab. I think I'm supposed to, in this case... I think I have to Visions just to find a land. Raw cards are valuable here. Right? Yeah, shock that sucker in. Preordain. I could Visions again, but yeah, let's go. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. Top. I'll draw the land. It doesn't really matter. So next turn. So ideally we drown in the Loch, and if they have a counter spell, sure. But we essentially like quote unquote like tap them out, and then we can go like triple crab fetch, and that's 18. Right? Like they living end us, sure, and I interact with them. I force them to have the interaction to try and stop me. What are the chances that they have Cascade, counter spell, plus force negation backup? I mean, maybe they have force negation, but let's see. Might just be able to steal this game one. Okay, my opponent does not have it, but I'm still not going to go off though. They have the red up, so I missed my opportunity that first time around. So I'm just going to wait here. Okay, Hedron Crab. Hedron Crab. Okay, play. So I don't want to give them a window here. Play the Polluted Delta first, right? Because I was hoping that they would go for like the living end thing, but I'm still trying to be careful. I'm trying to do this. I understand that I'm missing out on some potential mill here. Sure, drown. Just the top two cards. That's hilarious. Counter this. Force of negation. Hoping they would do it on their turn. I guess I could have milled them some more, potentially just try and go for it. Yeah, I don't have a stop for this at this point. Yeah, yeah, they have it at this point. I guess a better out would have been potentially just baiting it, honestly. Just going for the visions on, you know what? So I'll take this as a learning moment. In this case, the living end would have been better on their turn because I would have just let it happen, honestly, and I could have just ruined crab. Well, no, because then they have grief, right? They have griefs in the yard. They have like one grief that could have slowed me down just a little bit. It is weird though. I do lose. Okay, all right, that's fine. I don't think we're particularly favored in game one anyway, especially just because we've been off the surgical mainboard pan, so that's fine. We don't have spell pierces, so we're gonna bring all this in. Bring in the Tashas, take out the visions as well. Fatal push is super weird, and then we could shave some Bowmasters from here. That's it. Just bring all that in. I think the Bowmasters could be valuable. They're better than nothing. Like, I don't know. Would you rather play Tasha's over the Bowmasters? 3 mana do nothing? I don't know. Probably not. 22 lands. Yeah, we're fine. Just run it. Just run it, honestly. Yeah, probably like definitely could have played that a little bit better. Again, there was that window first like turn or two. At the end of their turn 3, recognizing their mana base, could have just cycled the Fractured Sanity. Who knows? Maybe that could have gotten me to something a little bit faster. Probably should have tried to bait the living end early. Like, even if they didn't cast it, I would get a Visions of Beyond off and then potentially been able to maybe draw into something better. But if the living end went on my turn, I should have recognized I wasn't doing anything about it. Like, I wasn't counting on force. I was counting on interaction, which was bad. I should have accounted for what happens if they have force. Can't do anything because it's not like I'm drawing into Spell Pierce or whatever. Oh well, I think we're better placed in the post board here. This is hilarious. Okay. Entertainment, folks. Entertainment. There's no graveyard interaction whatsoever. It's just pure entertainment. Oh wow. Okay. Here's to drawing another fetch land. Here's to drawing another fetch land. So what is our opponent doing here? Show game log. Hi chat. Game log, yeah, the game log's pretty deep into it. Okay. Play first. They're not doing anything. I don't know. I decided to keep. Maybe they're playing mind games with themselves, thinking about what have they kept? What does the mill player keep here? Unfortunately, not a game where honestly they kept a 7. Not really a game where. Oh, don't pass through. Yeah, not really a game where the Orcish Bowmasters are going to come into play, but just hoping some good sideboarding gets there. But I say good sideboarding, and yet none of my sideboard cards are in my opening hand, so ignore me there. Still very well lose to some bad decisions. Never punished. Never punished. They have the force. Let's see if they have the force. Soul Guide Lantern. Yup, there it is. Okay, so Shardless Agent was taken out of their hand. They probably have another way to go off, and that's fine. Had to do it then, I think. I think that was like my primary opening spot. Okay, Oliphant, yeah, red source. Steve Ed. So they're going off next turn. Okay. Nothing to do on their turn. All right. I'm gonna save targets, always yield, and then always yield. I don't think there's value in playing out my other crab. Probably better to save it. Yeah, so just mill them for another bunch. See if they go off on their turn here. My goal with all this was potentially to try and mill over like all of their living ends. I only got 2 though. I got 3, so there's probably a 4th one. Unfortunately, like with the thinning of the deck in terms of lands, the deck will play like 4 copies of living end. It will actively play 4 copies of living end, so that is a little unfortunate. And the endurance is there, so if they living end here, so be it. It's crazy that they're waiting until my turn. Like I have literally like, okay. Interesting. Okay, play this. Play the Ruin Crab. Polluted Delta. This is insane, by the way. 5 crabs. 5 crabs. Look at this barrage. Look at this barrage. Do you have the endurance in hand? Like that has to be the only thing that you have. They don't have the endurance in hand. The 5 crabs got there. It turns out you don't need your sideboard. The 5 crabs got there. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Never punished, apparently. Never punished, apparently. All right, let's try and keep a better hand this time. Well, wow. Okay. Yeah, this hand is absolutely nutter butters. As the folks would say, this hand is absolutely nutter butters. All right. If I ever saw a keepable hand, it's this one. All right. All right. All right. We're going to be able to do a lot here. So we're going to be able to archive trap. I think we are going to, yeah, we're going to Darkslick Shores pass. We're not going to Soul Guide Lantern. I'm going to hold up the Extirpate. Should I, you know, get the archive trap off, find the living end, you know, beauty, beauty, beauty. Hit them with this. That's fine. If they have like a mystical dispute or a force negation, that's whatever. Yeah, like, okay. That's fine. So they hit me with that. You very well could have a force too. Okay. So let them take their pick. Soul Guide Lantern or Extirpate. They'll probably take the Extirpate. Soul Guide Lantern then gets force negationed. It's probably the plan. Unless because they could take the Ruin Crab as well, force the Soul Guide Lantern. Extirpate has no target. In which case they have it all, truly. Yep. Yep, Architects of Will. So they grief pitching an Architects. Interesting, no land. That is huge for us. That is huge. That is huge for us. Let's play the Field of Ruin. Why not? Let's play the Field of Ruin. Play the Soul Guide Lantern. Force negation. Yep. Force dropping subtlety. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, this is about to get real dicey for them. If they don't find a land here, I will Field of Ruin. 100%, I will Field of Ruin. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we have to take them off of their we have to take them off their lands, especially with all these Field of Ruins that I have. This was an interesting choice by them. I have to take them off their lands. Play that. Oh wow, we're playing land destruction here. Okay, opponent getting, I mean, I don't blame them. The hand was crazy. The hand was crazy. The mystical dispute, the grief, the force, but gotta have ways to find your lands, I guess. Yeah, yeah, good for you. Good for you on the grief. Living. Yo, nice hand. Nice hand to find. Nice hand to find. All right. All right, this game's over. This game's over. Stop it, opponent. This game is over. Yeah, I'll Preordain. Yo, top deck bug. Let's go bottom, top. Watery Grave tapped. They're playing Mystical Dispute Force. Soul Guide Lantern? Opponent? Top deck bug? Let's like, if they somehow get all this garbage off, let's like destroy things that actually lose the game for us. Like Oliphant. Like actually like get us to lose the game. But this game's over. This game's over. They had like, opponent, come on. This is hilarious. We don't even need our sideboard. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. We are literally abusing our sideboard cards. So yeah, it's just post board. Like this is almost a trivial matchup. Truly, game one, you can see like you don't need surgical extraction at all in many ways. So I'm wondering if they're do they have a forest? Does this deck play a basic forest? They play a breeding pool. Yeah, so that is disappearing. That breeding pool is going away. All right, opponent, that breeding pool is not staying around. Yep. So let's hit him with this. Grab the island. Yep. I'm wondering if I should have just done that first, honestly. Like hit them with the polluted, because I was going to Polluted Delta. I'm wondering if I should just hit that first. Again, probably a play error there, but okay, 2 endurance is gone. That's pretty lit. Okay, mill again. I'm at 19. Island. So what's crazy here is they have 2 cards. So think of the math here. If they want to cast a Cascade card, they cast that Cascade card, they have to tap out for it, which means they have to have like another green card in hand for an endurance that they might have. There should be 3 endurances in the deck as well. I'm only seeing 2 that I milled over, potentially 1 in hand. At some point, they're gonna be forced to cast it. Do they have any more lands? That'd be interesting. Because I've been holding this Field of Ruin back for a reason here, just to like bait them into this. Yes, play the Stomping Grounds. They're not a fan of this. I have obliterated their deck with these crabs. I'm gonna play this Field of Ruin. Oh, and the Archive Trap off the top as well. All right, yeah, the last endurance is gone too. All right, opponent, time for the real meme. Take is the last card in your deck, wins the match. There you go. That is the Living End versus Mill matchup. You just look, you know what? A couple misplays in game 1, it doesn't matter. The matchup is so trivial. This is definitely one of our better matchups out of the tier 1 spot. Post board, way too easy. GG's.